Hey guys, Carlos Perez. I'm doing a video today on something that's really important in business, and that's getting your name out there, promotion, advertising. And one of the best mediums I've found for advertising has been Spotify. Now, Spotify, a lot of you may not know, but they have a huge market share, about 118 million users, and a huge majority of those people, roughly 80 million, have the free account. And with that free account, they have to listen to these 30-second radio spots in between so many songs. So I thought it was very unique in the fact that, you basically have to listen to the the ad. Now, if you get one of their plans, then these ads don't pop up for you. But if you don't have one, if you don't have a premium plan, then you will be listening to these 30-second spots. And I thought that was interesting. I actually learned that from my daughter, um, where one of her subscriptions didn't go through. And when that subscription didn't go through, she was upset. And when she called me, she was telling me that, Dad, now I got to listen to these ads. And I really didn't understand what she meant. I'd never really listened to Spotify. But when she told me that and she was so upset about it, I basically started to listen to radio on Spotify. And I noticed that probably about after every, I don't know, maybe 10 songs. I really couldn't pinpoint it. I didn't count it, but they did like a 30-second spot, and that 30-second spot you had to listen to. So I couldn't skip it. I couldn't pause it. It's like with that 30 seconds, I had to hear that. And I thought it was interesting that no one was really talking about advertising this way, because everyone does Facebook, where basically you can scroll past, that sponsored message, scroll past that ad. YouTube, you can just skip it unless you end up having that premium one where you have to listen to the 30 seconds that they have on the countdown. But typically people just turn away from it. So I thought that was interesting as well. So, you have Facebook, you have Google, you have, YouTube, all these different mediums to advertise, and they don't hold the person's attention. They don't hold them captive, basically. And Spotify, that was something that I thought was very unique. We're going to talk about just like some typical costs of advertising. This is a breakdown that I pulled up, basically just to show from TV advertising down to pay-per-click marketing, the kind of cost that's involved. So when you're looking at this breakdown right here, what I find interesting, and this is from WebEx, is that the setup process, the setup costs, the cost of media, and the cost to continue, all of these were very interesting to me. So just with doing national TV advertising, the setup process is the whole design and production. So you have to shoot that commercial, and that can range anywhere from, like a shoestring budget up to, a small fortune. Then you have the setup cost in order to run that national TV campaign of 63,000 upwards of 8 million. Cost of medium is roughly basically 342,000 per 30-second ad. So a 30-second ad on TV is over $250,000. When you get down into advertising in the national magazine, not as bad. Setup costs from between 500 to 397,000. The approximate per ad in a national magazine, $250,000. And then the cost of the media, and then the agency hourly rate to continue this. So, that can be a small fortune. And if you guys are starting to get into the whole concept of starting your own digital agency, then these are real numbers. These are real facts. Just in a newspaper alone, $11 to, set up an ad to $1.4 million. Cost of media in the average $113,000 per ad. That's to go nationwide. Nationwide advertising in a lot of papers. Again, cost of the media, additional design in the future. That is where the digital agency comes in. Direct marketing, a little better, $50 to roughly $7,200 for setup, about $51.40 per order. So mailing out all your postcards and stuff like that for direct mail, you're gonna, it's gonna cost you roughly $51 per order. So if you're selling, like a $500 product, that's a great, margin. But if you're selling a $100 product, you're kind of cutting it close. Again, design, publishing, postage costs, digital agencies right here, telemarketing, writing the script, not a lot, setup costs anywhere from $1,000 to $5,200. And the cost of the median, $7 to $70 per hour, or 35 to 60 per lead. So not bad again, but if you're selling a $100 product and you're paying $60 a lead, you better have a lot of these leads coming in, and they better not ever dry up, because the moment they dry up, there goes your cash flow. And the costs continue, $20 to $60 per hour, and that's the cost of getting that lead. If you're doing search engine marketing, again, $4,000 to $10,000 setup. As you can see over here, and the cost of media, free, because you're just making an ad, unless you're actually working through an agency, and again, $900 a month to the marketer that's doing it. So that digital agency guy, he's creating the ads for the search engine optimization, the banners, the plays, the link backs, and like that. Pay per click, the same, 4 to 10,000, 5 cents to 3 cents, 5 cents to $3 per lead. Cost of clicks and $200 a month to the internet marketer. You see, people are using digital agencies for this kind of stuff. Email marketing, same thing. 4 to 50,000 to set it up, 5 cents to $3 per qualified visitor, $500 a month to the marketer. Web content marketing company, 6, 12,000 free, and 0 if the content is written around evergreen topics. So if it's like an evergreen topic versus something specific, just things that go on, and you're just capturing basically stuff that's trending. So as you can see, the cost is there. It's a lot, and you can see the different pros and cons. Anyone watching TV is that target marketed. There's no return on investment tracking. You can't track basically unless you had like 800 numbers for every city that you were showing an ad in, that you can somewhat track it. You get a lot of exposure. It's expensive. Same thing. It's hard to track these things when you get into the direct mail, telemarketing, search engine optimization, pay-per-click, marketing. These are trackable things. Again, hit or miss, cluttered boxes. It's really hard to judge what that return is going to be like. But you have to promote and advertise your business, which again took me back to Spotify. So I'm going to drink water. What I thought was interesting, going back over to Spotify again, was that I was able to write a 30-second script. I had a professional record it for me. I got it approved. And the approval process, guys, can be a bit strenuous. I'm glad that through trial and error, I figured out how to do this right way, because it was really hit or miss. So I know how to structure the ad, how to write it, how long it has to be, the type of ad they're looking for. I understand, how to get the voice talent, how to make everything really seamless. And it's really cost effective. But let me show you some of the other online streaming media services out there and what they basically charge. So SiriusXM, 50 million listeners, they do 30 to 60 second commercial audio commercials. Your minimum spend to advertise on SiriusXM, $10,000 a week, $40,000 a month. That's your minimum. Pandora is only, well, they have 120,000 users, and they have visual ads too that pop up anywhere from $5 to $7, 15 to 25, 8, 12. There's no minimum to start, but it's a hit or miss area. And then iHeartRadio, 245 million listeners, 30 million online impressions, and it's going to run you 5 to 25,000 per week. And that's being put across their whole iHeart media / radio network. So that's a lot of money. So after going through a lot of trial and error in figuring out how to advertise on Spotify, I actually ran a test campaign. Now this test campaign that I ran it over the course of, I believe, from August to October. So I ran this over 2 months just to kind of gauge things. So running this over that period of time, I had 19,251 ads served. I reached 19,251 people. So with Spotify, you know who's listening. And I'm going to show you guys a breakdown. So it's trackable. So when you set up your advertising campaign, at the end of that month, when you get your report, you can see, what regions they were in. So if you want to advertise, strictly in certain zip codes, you want to advertise, to certain genders. You can even break it down where you can advertise according to the music they listen to or the podcast. And I'm going to give you a quick little insight. I'll show you some of the stats on this. So with this ad that I tested, you can see the reach. You can see by day, 386 people that day, 215 people that day. You can kind of judge it all the way through. It shows you how many people. Now, out of that, I had 32 clicks. Those 32 clicks actually equated to, I think it was maybe 12 sales and roughly a little bit over $4,000. So 12 sales, $4,000. 12 sales, $4,000. Make sure. And that was a great test for me. That was a great test. You can see it's basically, I had the ad going. I was targeting, ages between 21 and 50, all genders. These were the interests. These were the platforms I wanted it on. And I'll show you the breakdown over here again. So here goes their age. From 18 to 24 was 24%, 25 to 34, 42%, 35 to 44, 24%, 45 plus 9%. More males than females. And then these were the music genres: pop, hip hop. The largest was just others, and that's like a mixture of podcasts, world music, things like that. So, the largest by far non-other music was actually in the pop section. And then there were 44% of the users were iPhone users, iOS, and then 30% Android and 20% desktop. So in doing that, this was a $300 test. This was a test for $300. You can see right here. So from August 5th October 7th, excuse me, $300 ran, got those results. But this was a trial and error phase of me constantly going back and forth to figure out the ad, how to tweak it, how to run it, how to get things up and going. And I was able to figure it out. And in doing so, I realized that this is a great medium for people. So as a digital agency in this field, it makes it possible to offer advertising. Now, sure, you can go do this on your own, figure it out, stumble across, set your own budget, but why? So as an agency, I'm going to be doing Spotify advertising for our customers, and it's the entry level is going to be $1,000 a month. That $1,000 gets you your commercial recorded, script written, it gets you your plays, it gets you basically us pinpointing where your demographic, where your perfect avatar is going to be, and how many times they're going to hear it. So with this test, I was really just going for a lot of people hearing it one time. But let's say you're a regional location and you want to really focus just on like 2 or 3 zip codes, and you want the majority of the people, they hear your ad 4 to 5 times. See, that's narrowed down so much because I scaled this throughout the whole US. So to scale it down to being a regional location and you're only trying to get name recognition or get people into your shop, your store, whatever, this is a perfect medium for that, because we can break down the reach where it's only, say, 2,000 people in that whole area, and we'll have those people hear it 4 times, 5 times. So, and it's trackable. You get the reports, you get all the data. We will provide you with a report at the end of every month. Excuse me, get some water. And that report will outline who heard it, what time of day they listened. This is trackable. So unlike traditional radio advertising, where they're telling you, we have 1 million listeners, where are those listeners? Are they in their cars? Are they in the house? I mean, like, you can't gauge. You don't know where they're at. If you had a health product, let's say you were selling a great weight loss supplement, and you wanted to target people in gyms, you could actually target people listening to a workout playlist. And that workout playlist, more than likely, that person is going to be in the gym working out. So if that's your market, we can target those people. It's really simple. So $1,000 a month is going to be the entry into this. And then as you get more results, as you start to get that ROI, we're going to scale you up. So people that are currently paying thousands of dollars on traditional radio, you can take $1,000 of that budget, put it over here with us at IB Meds, and we can start your campaigns targeting the demographic, the gender, the zip codes, the financial net worth. We can zero down that targeting to your exact market and get you results. And again, unlike traditional radio where we're just throwing numbers out there, every month you will get a report back with how many listeners, how many people heard it, what genre listened to it the best, so we can constantly scale. If there's more people listening to reggae that are purchasing from your company or giving you that ROI, then we want to start, only focusing on the reggae music channels. We don't want to focus on pop and R&B and hip hop and classical. So we have the power to constantly scale. So this is going to be one of the products that, as a digital agency, as the only build-all agency, certified build-all agency in the Coachella Valley, this is one of the services that we're going to be providing as well. So we're going to help take people from the traditional media of newspaper, TV, radio, and put them in a space where we can target their exact avatar that they want to attract, and we can start increasing their budget to bring more sales and better results that way as well. So guys, something I just want to share with you as far as a service that we are launching. We'll also be working with other digital agencies, other certified build-all agencies, and we'll be handling campaigns for them. So because we already know how to get the voice talent, how to write the script, what's going to get approved, we can basically launch your ad in less than 5 days. In less than 5 days, people can be hearing you on Spotify. And working with other build-all agencies, this allows you to just pass the work through to us. So whereas our base price is $1,000 a month to really get you deep penetration, somewhere around like the 60,000 penetration mark, you're able to mark that up because you've seen the cost of advertising on other mediums. I mean, we're talking about 10,000 a week, 5,000 to 25,000 a week. You talk about as far as things in the traditional, arena, it's a lot of money. So you can actually, get your clients, sell them the idea of advertising on Spotify, and then turn around. We'll handle it at 1,000, charge them 1,500, and as they scale, you just start making more money without having to do any of the work. So that's going to be the benefit again of going through someone that's going to professionally have this done, give you back your reports for your clients with your logo and information on it. So all you got to do is pass it right over to them, and they're happy. They're going to see real results. So Spotify is really the place to be where you want to market. I hope to hear from people that have an interest in finding out about our service, or people in radio, paper, and television advertising now that just want to move a portion of their budget over to us to handle their Spotify radio advertising for them. So guys, my name is Carlos Perez. If you need information about Spotify advertising, feel free to reach out to me. You can text me at 760-422-3052. You can also call me at, I believe it's 855-83-IBEAM. So 855-83-IBEAM. And that's really about it. So I gave you something to think about. Mull over this. If you're considering doing advertising and you really want to get the most bang for your buck, then reach out to us and we'll be happy to get you set up and going. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.